Hey YouTube. Well, this is I-57 in Illinois, and I'm actually just looking at some pictures here. It's not really what I want to talk about. I actually want to say something to Dutchins, and maybe he could be on it. So if anyone would care to send this video over when it at some point in time is uploaded. I'm looking at some real clouds here, and that is kind of a rare sight here in America lately, unless we have a storm brewing. So that's how it looks. It's all white, right? And it actually looks like that all hell is gonna break loose here soon. And this is the intersection I-24 and I-57, which I'm on. And this is out to actually south, and just prior to that we have had this bad storm in Texas with, I think they said on the news, 5 confirmed touchdowns of tornadoes. And I got a couple of pictures of that evening, and it actually looks like it's really gonna go real shitty now. And this front here, as you see, is stretching towards Kentucky at this moment. And I'm passing over Mississippi River, which is extremely high. It's actually flooded 3 miles inland around this bridge on the Illinois side. Flooded, people. I mean, it looks like a lake. And I'm thinking, wow, this is gonna go real bad soon, as you see. So this is actually some pictures my wife is taking. She's with me at this point. And there's something that looks like circulation up there, but it doesn't do anything. It just fizzles out, and it still looks pretty nasty. I would say pretty nasty. And this is actually Texas on I-30 towards Dallas. And the sky here looks pretty peculiar too. I don't think my wife is with me on this one. Maybe she is. I can't remember. No, yeah, she was with me. Yeah, she was with me. And we were paying attention to these bumps here in the clouds. And I was thinking they do indeed look a little strange. And they are kind of semi-transparent. And they actually multiply, becoming even more than they are. So this is at Cato Mills at exit 87 on I-30 East. And as you can see, they kind of look like they're transparent. And they look like those typical clouds that appears when you got a storm brewing. But we do have a storm brewing. It is coming. It's on its way, and you can see more and more of it shows up. These bumps, which I usually associate with coming of bad weather, such as mammon clouds, which in most cases have these shapes and a greenish tint to them. And this is the Ron Hubbard reservoir. A little more of that. And this is just prior to we get in towards 635, where I get off, going towards Arlington. And the pictures from Arlington is here. And that is the evening where all hell broke loose over Dallas and the surrounding areas, and 5 touchdowns confirmed. And these clouds have a greenish bluish tint to them. They are quite ominous, I would say. I'm not exactly pleased by standing out there, because there was a lot of lightning strikes. And after my break, I went back on I-30 West and saw this. Poor guy. I hope he's okay. Poor guy. And here I shut down in North Little Rock at petrol truck stop, and apparently someone has put something in that trash bin over there, and it was smoldering fire a little, so an old fire engine came out and put it out. And I'm not exactly sure where the heck I am here. I think I'm on something like, oh, that's in Arkansas, I believe. Yeah, it's in Arkansas. And I'm on my way back to Indiana. And out here we got a little sand or dust tornado right there. And I could clearly see the rotation. I should have recorded that instead of taking a picture. But nevertheless, we have a tiny little tornado there, and there's not even any clouds or anything, but it is a tornado, or whatever you want to call it. Dust devil? No, it's not a dust devil. Whatever, something like it. And I just love these camping wagons. This one is a cute little one, tiny cute little one. This is on I-70 east, and this is Indianapolis. And often in Indiana area we are having, when I was living in Indiana, now I live in Texas, we often had these, I mean, what the heck is that? I mean, is that a sunset? This looks like another planet. It don't look real, it just looks surreal, if you ask me. And as I'm driving back towards my base to drop the trailer and pick up another load, I'm taking a picture in the mirror and seeing how it looks. And we have this extremely red horizon, but the sun is actually right there. It's not down there. So why is it red there? Well, I'm coming to that in a moment. And another picture. And another picture crossing over 70. And as you can see, they're busy destroying our sky with these beautiful paintings that they are making up there. Right now on Indiana 9 going north, and as you can see, there's two airplanes coming in to contribute to this artwork. And now we have 3 that comes in, or another one comes in to help along with destroying our atmosphere, our ozone layer, and in general just on a destructive path. So that's how it looks. It's pretty nasty. A new trail has just been laid in here, as you see, and you know, chemtrails don't exist, right? That's what you claim, some of you. Oh, it's just condensation trails from an airplane. Yeah, fat chance it is. We have an old trail that you saw in the beginning of the pictures here from Indiana 9, and then we got another one which is starting up its spray nightmare. And we got one out there in the lower distance, putting in another trail, and all of a sudden that trail you just saw, the fat one, it's just gone. It's no longer there. It just vanished. Well, we are jumping straight over to Tennessee, and I am on I-75 south, and I just came over the first hill coming from Kentucky, so people will know I'm close to the city called Jellicoe. And that's just some spectacular views there in Tennessee. I think Tennessee is beyond beautiful. It is fantastic. And this is Smoky Mountains on the Tennessee side. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love driving through there. I mean, that to me is kind of like God's land. It's beautiful. I love mountains. I love trees. I love nature. And here we see on well, I'm driving today, that is today, on the 3rd of May 2015. I am driving from South Carolina I-26 east, and I am to merge and join on I-95 south towards Florida, where I am now. And there's a few trails out here, and there we got a little older trail, and here we got a trail that is beginning to bend meaning he's changing course all of a sudden while he's spraying. But that's not the first time it happens, and that's what I'm wondering. Why the heck is people not paying attention to stuff like that? Why are so many people too busy staring down at their cell phone while they're behind their wheel? One thing is to take a picture out the window. You just point and click. That's what I do. I just point in the direction and I snap the button. And then I'll look at it and see how it looks when I'm done, when I shut down. But everybody is on their phone busy texting and so on, so on. And it's horrible. So no wonder why they're never looking up the sky and seeing what the heck's going on up there. But nevertheless, this is I-95 South, and as I'm driving towards east on I-26 in South Carolina, where I will merge with I-95, I am watching these beautiful clouds, which is these fluffy cumulus nimbus, and they have been much larger. I unfortunately don't have a picture of that. I don't understand that. Well, I didn't have the idea of making this video at that point in time until this unfolded. But I can tell you, from I started at mile marker 5 on I-26 in South Carolina going towards I-95, that whole morning from 9:30 and all the way out to I-95, I was looking at beautiful cumulus nimbus clouds, and there was tons of them. It was a beautiful day. And then I get in on 95, and then this begins, when donut begins. But my question is towards Sense, that is, I would like him to ship the video over to him. I would like him to have a look on the vapor maps from satellites and so on, and see if he can see there's a pattern going on here, because these clouds you are watching right there is actually coming from the west going east. But something peculiar happens. As I'm driving, you see 3 new trails is just being laid there. We already have the remnant of something here, right? That's very clear. You see the trails, that one bending, and then another one comes in to support them, right? And that is an older one. But we are continuing down the road, and we are continuing down the road. I'm just taking a few pictures here and there. Maybe sometimes I take 2, sometimes I take 3. And here you see clearly an older one, a brand new one with a stop and go spray, and one who is bending over. And here again we got an example of that. If you have noticed around the clouds in the pictures, you can actually see that there is something in the sky that you wouldn't see with the naked eye. And the reason why you're not seeing it with the naked eye is because you need polarized sunglasses to take the pictures or look at the sky with. So this picture is taken through a pair of polarized lenses, and what is showing up here? Something that is not entirely visible. Just by looking up, you would just see a blue sky, and maybe it's a little, whitish tint to it, or a little haze. But here you actually see the stripes, these right there, especially right there, you see it. But you also see that around the clouds, it's kind of like they're dissolving. They're becoming a mist instead of being a cloud. And I have seen numerous examples of that. And again we take some more pictures, and that is the one that started bending over. It quickly spread out and thinned out. The other one just continued on its path and shut down the sprayer. And we're going further down the road, and another one is freaking coming in and doing the exact same procedure. Okay, and no one is wondering why the heck are we having these bent trails. And why would you care, right? Exactly. That's one of the reasons for why people are in this mess they are in today. That is because people don't care. And you can see a very sharp turn here, and I believe we're still in Georgia. And here again, yeah, we are in Georgia, and you can see this milky haze and it's still not done. But what I don't see with my naked eye, the camera picks up. There is something that is leading this plane. I don't know what it is. I'm not in the idea or in the mood for calling it a UFO. I'm pretty tired of that phenomena, because most UFO sightings are demonic manifestations, signs and wonders. As the Bible has said so many times, it will be signs and wonders, people. And many of these so-called UFO sightings, you're seeing these lights in the skies, it's nothing but demonic manifestations. And they are doing fantastic tricks, and they have no problems with gravity or any laws of physics, because they can do whatever they can do, because they're not in a physical matter like you and I. So therefore they can do these things. But there's something there around this airplane that is spraying right there. I cannot decipher what it is. If I zoom in one more time, it just go over and become total ridiculous pixels. But there's something there leading the plane in a certain direction, and I'm taking a few more. But as I'm driving there, I am noticing something strange. The wind, the wind and the clouds are moving towards east. But after these planes here beginning to lay out their trails, the clouds are beginning to move towards west from where they came from. And as we remember, if any one of you have seen the movie Why in the World Are They Spraying, you have probably heard that one of them, he's talking about that if you excite the aluminum in the atmosphere, it makes the atmosphere expand. Just like HAARP is expanding the ionosphere in a bubble above Earth, and then cold air is rushing in to fill that gap that HAARP is making. And that is what is driving the jet stream up and down, so they are able to steer and produce, whenever they see fit, another terrible storm. Probably with death toll, because they like to kill. That's how they are. They are murderers. Whoever is in this chemtrail program are accountable for a lot of people's lives, and they should be put in prison for life for what they're doing. And I don't care if the pilots say, I don't know what I'm doing, I think I'm doing a good cause. You're just as guilty, because you have the possibility of looking up what is it I'm actually doing. And I don't believe that you don't hear the gossip or the jungle drums out on the internet regarding all the observations that people have regarding chemtrailing. And then you must know, oh, I'm part of that. Gosh, I am poisoning myself, my children, and everybody else walking on the ground, and the trees, and the plants. How can I live with myself doing something? I need to go hang myself in a tree with a belt. Just like Robin Williams, he hung himself in a belt, leather belt. I don't think so. I think he got murdered because he was talking to demons. And that's why he had this humorous gift. And when he did not live up to his or their demands of giving him that ability to be so funny, well, when you disappoint the devil, he's gonna kill you. If you make a deal with them, well, you gotta pay. That's just how it is. And if you disappoint, you're going in the ground. You dead. That's just how they are. And as you see here, the clouds disappearing gradually. Yeah, I just put that flag up. Pretty neat, right? Yeah. And I just want to say, if anyone is offended by that flag in this country, I don't care who you are and where you come from. If you are offended by seeing that flag here in America, I suggest you pack your bags and get the hell out of this country. You're no longer welcome. You are either for America, living here, or you get the hell out. I'm pretty stubborn on that one. If you choose to be in America and live in America and abide their laws and be here and have a living and have a life, you better act like an American. Because you're part of this big, big melting pot of all kinds of races and so on. So if you got a problem by being here and looking at that flag, get out. Especially you with the religion of peace. If you don't like the flag, don't burn it. Go burn yourself. Okay? Seen enough of that crap, and you're not peaceful. The Quran is 60% go out and kill, kill, kill. Even the Arab flag has a sword on it. And why would you want to have a sword on a flag? That symbolizes war. A sword is only for one thing, and that is to kill someone. Hello? Is anyone awake out there? No, I don't think so. They're fast asleep. And it's simply just too late for people now. It is simply just too late. And as I continue down through Georgia, the sky over on the east side of me is being nuked. Totally. I'm still going south, and you can see this stuff in the atmosphere now. Picture still taken through a polarized pair of sunglasses. And again here, this is where I'm actually looking southwest. And as you can see, those cumulus nimbus clouds that was once there is now being pushed back to where they came from. Oh, here we got one of those that is helping doing that stuff. A cell phone tower or a Gwen tower. You can be half a mile from such a tower or a group of towers and you have zero signal on your telephone. Why is that? Because it is a weather machine you're looking at. You're not looking at a freaking cell phone tower. You got that right? When shit hits the fan, I urge you to go out and put them down on the ground. Seriously. We are all terrorists, so it doesn't matter. You don't agree with them, you are terrorists. And these are your enemy. This is a part of weather modification. This is a part of mind control, people. And everywhere you go, you're being beamed with microwaves and ELF rays and all kinds of crap they have of weaponry, exotic weapons they use against you. And that's one of the reasons for why the whole world is asleep, because these are appearing everywhere, especially in urban areas where people are living that close. They don't even need that much cell phone towers, but damn, you go down to Indianapolis, it looks like, I don't know, it looks like there's more cell phone towers than people living in that city. It is for weather manipulation and mind control, those towers. Bring them down. When shit hits the fan, make sure they don't work. I don't care how you do it. They are your enemy, your invisible enemy, and they are really manipulating you with them. Well, the clouds are being suppressed and pushed back by exciting the atmosphere, probably from this tower and a group of other towers, two others. They work in three triangles. They triangulate. That gives the highest power output. Dutch Sims can talk about that. He knows all about that. He knows much more about that than I do. But I know my stuff, and I know enough to know this is an enemy. An invisible enemy. No, it is not invisible. You can see it. But what's coming out of it, you can't see. But it's definitely affecting you. Yeah, they're torturing us. Well, I'm not tortured. It's like water on a goose, New World Order. Because I know. I'm awake. I know. Therefore, it don't work on me. But the clouds here are being suppressed towards the west, or where they came from. And as he said, this guy from what in the world are they spraying? The guy with the full beard. He's talking about painting an image in the sky. Yeah, painting. Yeah, you bet. He's saying that when you expand the atmosphere, it excites the particulates in the atmosphere. They heat up and the atmosphere expands, and that is pressing the clouds away. So I'm not in any doubt. This is towards east. I am not in any doubt that they are already now building up for the next possibly deadly storm or flooding here in America somewhere. By pressing the clouds back to where they came from, towards the Gulf of Mexico, picking up again from the prevailing southern wind coming from the Mexico and South America, driving them straight in to Tornado LA. Have anybody got the idea now what's going on here? I hope so. If not, drink a cup of coffee. You might snap out of your daydreams, meaning you will wake up. And I'm looking here, I'm passing over, I can't remember what the river is, but people that live in this area know where I'm at. But this is a river, and out here you see that there is no clouds anymore. They were there. There was tons of them everywhere, and now they just pressed on the backside of this picture, behind this picture. They're pushed towards the west again, and you can see the lines, and that is what I'm taking the pictures of. Here I got a free view. No trees are obscuring my possibility of taking the picture. And here again I take a picture out to the southwest, and here we got them. Crisscross, X marks the spot, pressing the clouds, condensing them towards the Gulf of Mexico or over towards the Florida Panhandle, in that direction. So if anyone can confirm that they got an unusual amount of clouds suddenly late afternoon in the Panhandle or Alabama, well, here's your answer why that happened. You see the trails. Pictures taken through polarized. And again, it's a little shaken, but doesn't matter. Serves the purpose. And this is also taken through polarized. And as you see, can you see it looks like smoke? You see it? You see how much of it there is in the atmosphere. You are bathing in chemtrails, people. Do you understand that? Why do you think I have that sign on my freaking trailer? Google chemtrails. Why? Because you need to be aware of what the heck they're doing up there. They're poisoning you and your children and everything that is alive with this crap in order to be masters. Oh, they're not masters, but they think they are. They're gonna lose. Jesus told you so. They're gonna lose. They're going straight to hell. And here again, this is towards east. Another one is coming in to supplement. And again, to the southwest, you see it, is all being pushed back to where it came from. They came from the west, going east, and someone in the HARP committee said, no, no, no. I want a storm in the Midwest. I want to kill some people. So let's create some tornadoes and so on. So get up there and spray the crap out of the sky. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. As you see, they're busy. This is east. 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 Totally nuking the atmosphere on the east side of Florida. You see it? Totally going nuts. You see that? Picture is taken through polarized. If you didn't see it through polarized glasses, you would hardly see it there. And now they're flying parallel. Hey man, they're racing up in the sky. Who can get there first? Who can spray the most people? Right? As you see, the sky's being nuked. That's the front line of it. That's south. That's north. That is east. And that is west. And they're busy. Oh yeah. Very busy. Very, 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 very busy. Spraying, 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 and running tandem. I'm on my way into a wait station here. You can see that there, but you could actually see it much better here in this picture coming up down. Right here. That one. You see it? Tandem here. Tandem. There's 3 of them, meaning 6 runs. I mean, they're just running duet. Duet, duet, duet. Where's the triple? They always comes in threes, right? But you can see it very clearly. You see that shit behind me? That is in the northeast direction. Still northeast. Northeast. And that is Jacksonville. Yeah. And as you see, that's what's left. A couple of, you see, just came into Florida pretty much. And there's nothing left. And here I'm over Lake Mary. Looks beautiful. That lake is blue. The water in this lake is deep blue. It was so fantastic to look at. I was, wow, man. That is rare to see that. It is just crystal blue. It's fantastic. It is so beautiful. Wow. I was just mesmerized looking at that. So I just kept shooting some pictures. Oh. And here I'm coming into the city of Lake Mary. Pretty close. Oh, here it is. Final picture. Second last picture. Now, listen up. I just uploaded a video called Planet X Nibiru, due in 2016 by outspoken astronomer Bill Crusade. Now, some are alluding to that he's talking about 2021. Hello! Hello? Anyone awake out there? Excuse me. Now, I'm not a hero. I don't pretend to be a hero, but I have said to you 1,000,000 times now, you have to look at the Daniel timeline. If you do not look at the Daniel timeline, you would not have a flipping clue of when it unfolds. What this astronomer is alluding to is something in 2016, and I'm gonna explain why I'm agreeing with him, and that might be a possibility. But Jesus says, and it's here in the King James Version here, in Matthew 24:34, verse 34. The disciples had sat him down on the Mount of Olives, and then they asked him, Master, what would be the signs of the end of the world? And then he starts to explain about earthquakes in diverse places, famine and pestilences, wars and rumors of wars, signs in the sun, signs in the moon, signs in the stars, signs in earth. And there will be signs and wonders. Meaning, signs. Look for the signs, he said to you. But he's saying, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass until these things has been fulfilled. Now, I'm saying it again. In 1947, the state of Israel was re-established. The Jewish people from the survivors of the Holocaust converged and set their foot back in their own land. And as God said, when you back in your own land, you shall never ever be plucked up from that again. So that already there tells you they came back, and God says you shall never be plucked up again, meaning they will never leave Israel again. And then Jesus says these things must be fulfilled in the last generation, this generation, the 70 year after the 70 week in the Daniel timeline, which is 70 years. 70 years plus 1947 is 2017. Is there any debate here? I mean, come on, it's not 2030 some idiots are talking about. They won't live that long. This generation, Jesus says, he says it's in Matthew 24, verse 34. This generation, the last generation that goes back to Israel, where they shall never be plucked up from again. That's what he's saying to them. So he's giving them a date for when the tribulation will begin. Because if it's in 2030, I mean, that generation is dead. And the millennium, too. It happens in the beginning of the millennia, in the Hebrew calendar, the new millennia. And Jesus will come back in the beginning of the new millennia. A millennia is 1,000 years, people. And we only write in 2015. And the millennia began in 2001. So we are in the beginning. So he's coming now. And that generation that came back to Israel after the Holocaust is that last generation we're talking about. And 70 years plus 1947 is 2017. How are you sitting out there disputing that stuff again and again and again? I don't get it. It makes me angry that you're not listening to Daniel. It really infuriates me. You're not listening. You're coming up with ideas about September. No, well, I have an idea about September. Right now, in this once great nation, where people were standing together, where people was gospel-loving people, we are having an exercise called Gate Helm 15 or 15, which is an exercise not for any other means than to fight the American people and take you down. If anything happens in September 2015, it will be a false flag plasma fake asteroid hitting the Atlantic Ocean and destroying the East Coast and Florida with it. Do you understand? And maybe they will take San Andreas with them at the same time. Do you understand? And there's talk about this peace treaty coming up between Israel and the terrorist Hamas. Bastards. In January. And what has God warned you about? If you split up his land, he will split up your land. So anyone who is not supporting Israel and just saying, oh, Israel is Zionist, you don't get it. There's rotten apples everywhere, but God's country, God's place on this planet is Israel. His people there, sinners or not, believers or not, it is his place. And you touch that, or you allow that to be touched without stopping those who want to touch it, you shall feel his wrath instantaneously. Sudden destruction. You got that, people? So, when they draw a line in the sand in Israel, splitting up the West Bank and giving land away to the murderous terrorist Hamas, God is angry. He is angry at America because we got a pesky Muslim pig sitting in office, making that happen. Because he's one of them, he's not one of us. And he don't like America, so he should pack his bags and piss off and get a camel somewhere. Bastard. We all terrorists, I don't care what I'm saying. Doesn't matter, all of you are targets. All of you. Dissidents or not, you all gonna be rounded up and exterminated. Do you understand that? This is not a game. America is not in the revelation. America is dead, doomed, finished. And the reason for that was because most of the people in this once great nation left the gospel and went to demonic, went to spirituality which has nothing to do with our Lord, went to horoscopes, and 57 million abortions, meaning 57 murders, 57 million murders annually in this country. It is murder, abortion. After 8 weeks there's a heartbeat. And that fetus is fully developed, it just needs to grow. It is murder. One way, you turn it another. I don't care. You get an abortion, you are committing murder. I want you to think very hard on that next time you get pregnant and you're on your way to the doctor to terminate it. You are committing murder. In God's eye, that is murder. And he has commanded you, thou shalt not kill, in the 10 Commandments. You understand that? That's one of the reasons why he has taken the protection of this country. He's not happy about America anymore. Not at all, because people here are not gospel-loving. And the reason why the Southwest is targeted primarily through Jade Helm 15 is because there is where the majority of gospel-loving people and patriots that will fight to prevent a new world order. But I'm sorry, people. You will have a new world order, no matter how you twist and turn it, no matter how much you fight, but fight anyway. Fight anyway. Give them a hard time, a seriously hard time. Don't let them rest for 1 second and think they are in charge. Give them hell. Give them what they are going to be in hell. Yo, one fake asteroid impact here. It's in the Illuminati card. Hello, hello, is anyone awake? Sorry. And over here, San Andreas. Boom! California is in the ocean. Ding! 20 million people dead. Over here, 50 million people dead. Phew, gone. How much is left? Not much. And everybody in this country after that disaster would scream for help. Someone help us. Someone help us. Oh, yeah. Jade Helm, the soldiers already positioned because they're not leaving until September. And they have rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed. That's what they do in the military. Repetition, 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 repetition. So when they actually need to do what they have trained for, they can do it. Do, 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 do. And you will simply just be taken with your pants down your ankles while you're taking a beat. You understand that? That's the terminology. I've been a soldier. I know what it is. Oh yeah, their training for getting you. To assemble you, take you off to the camps, and kill you. And those who take in the FEMA camps for extermination, they will be given a choice in 2017. Do you want a microchip, or you want your head cut off? The Muslim way! The Obama way! But I tell you, this generation shall not pass away until these things are fulfilled. Do you get it now? We don't talk 2021. Don't even look that far. Most of you won't be here at that time anyway. So what the heck are you looking that far for? Are you kidding me? Who's looking at 2030? Are you out of your mind? 95% of this populace is dead by that. What's wrong with you? Sorry, but what is wrong with you? He said to you, Daniel, 70 weeks after the reestablishment of the state of Israel, the land that they should go back to and never be plucked up from again, where they are now, 1947. 70 years plus 1947 is 2017. And America needs to be taken out of the picture before that. Because we are too many here that will wake up in the last moment, and we will fight. And that won't give the Antichrist that power over you in this once gospel-loving nation. Over and out, and God bless you. I hope you find God in all this. It is soon. It is very, very, very soon. I want you to listen to that program again and stop jumping to conclusions. He's not talking about 2021 anywhere. He's talking about 2016. Okay? And read the seals. The seals. It will happen in that order they are mentioned in. So you know what's coming. And it's right around the corner, people. Get on your knees. It's the only way for you. One of your former presidents, one of the first one in America, had a vision about America being destroyed. And he said, there's only one way. Get on your knees and turn to God. Turn to Jesus, your Messiah. God bless you.